Yeah, to sum up 2021, I think it was a whirlwind for everybody, especially when you take a job during a pandemic as well. That's obviously a challenge within itself. But I'll say this: I think it was a whirlwind. I think it was unprecedented, as you said, but I also think it was a big opportunity to grow as well. I think we found out a lot about each other. I think we found out a lot about you know ourselves as a football team. I think teams always. I'm kind of speaking in general here, not with Austin Peay. I think our nation found out a lot about each other and found out, and I think there's a lot of growth that took place. I know that it was a unbelievably challenging year, logistically, a logistical nightmare, if you will. For football teams to where from you're thinking about position meetings. Where do you even meet? How do you meet? But I think it allowed us to grow. I really do, because it challenged us to think outside the box. It challenged us to adapt, and I think that's what life's all about. As the years go on, you have to continue to adapt and evolve, or you're going to get left behind. And I think that this year kind of forced everybody to adapt to new situations. But the biggest thing probably I'll take away from it, other than the growth standpoint, is the resiliency of young men. I think you look across the country. I don't care if it's D3, JUCO, all the way to FBS Power 5. Look at the resiliency of these players to play the game in the middle of something like we went through. And I think we really saw a lot of great forms of courage and a lot of great forms of will and of determination to go continue to do what they love in the midst of a lot of adversity. Yeah, that's a great question from a protocol standpoint, because COVID and everything we went through opened up and forced us, as we said, to adapt to a lot of new things, whether we're spacing out of meetings or new meeting space, things like that. I think, for us, the biggest thing I'd probably take away would be just the utilization of Zoom, and I know that's a pretty generic takeaway, but it's kind of opened my eyes and my world. And I know that's kind of like the big conversation in America right now is people going back to work or working remote. But I know, and I, for us, obviously in our profession, we've got to be in the middle of it with our players, and we got to go get it. But I think that when a player, let's say a player is out for whatever reason or whatever, whether it's COVID or something, something happens and he can't attend the meet, whatever it is. I think there's no, now we know, like, hey, we can get this guy on a Zoom call. We can follow up. We can share our screen, show him, hey, our playbook, show him the install, and we can still be caught up if we do it the right way. And so I think little things like that, really open my eyes for us, going a long way. And then, again, just not take it for granted. You really took for granted the way things were, because we, as I said, getting hired in October or November and having, being here 7 months, this is the first time I've really got to, hang out with our players, and just not taking things for granted, being able to, have players over your house or be able to, hey, feed them in your facility and, just sit down and talk with them. We didn't get to do any of that, just like other teams didn't. And it just hurt. I think it hurt us just because I was new and our staff was new. But now just not taking those moments for granted. I really like our team chemistry, and I like the demeanor of our guys. I love the attitude I'm seeing through the summer workouts, and just like walking through the halls. The guys got smiles on their faces. I think they genuinely care about Austin Peay. I think like when they, this freshman class we brought in, we signed 22 guys, and we were searching for what we call OKGs, and that stands for our kind of guys, not just on the film, but our kind of people. We recruited a lot of talented guys, but when we talked to them on the phone or found out something from the coaches, we if they weren't a fit character-wise, culture-wise, we're not going to recruit them. And I think our staff is really intentional about the 22 young men that we brought in, that have been here with us this summer, and to see them fit in with the older guys has been really, really impressive. And I'm just excited about seeing that energy all come together, in pads and this season. So of course, I think we're talented, and that's always exciting when you have talent. But at the same time, bigger than that, I really love being around these guys every day. And I think as a coach, they're coachable. That none of them think they know it all. None of them think that they've arrived. I think when you start to get players think they've arrived, or think coach, I know that, this, that. Well, then I think that's where stagnation sets in. I think that's where you start to digress. So I'm really, really excited just about the culture of our program. I'm excited about the demeanor of our young men and the cohesiveness they're developing this summer. I can really feel that finally, and just a short amount of time that we had to get prepared for this spring season. As a staff, it was really hard to get a feel for that and really to grow as a team. We were asking these guys to go out on Saturday, make plays and do stuff like that. But heck, we barely knew each other. We were trying to do everything we could to spend time together, but COVID and the time frame really hurt us. And now we've had that time, and now that things are getting back to as normal as they can, we've been able to do a lot of team camaraderie things. You can start to feel that chemistry, and I'm just really excited to see them play together. Yeah, physical league. Was really impressed with the coaches. Not that I came in thinking that the coaching was going to be less coming from FBS. I was just impressed with the in-game adjustments people made. I think people are great recruiters in this league. We go against them all the time. I mean, the guys go out and get it in this league, and that's what I like, man. I like being around a bunch of coaches in leagues that are go-getters, that go get it, and that's that. There's nothing but respect for. I know we're all competing against each other, but you got to have respect for everybody in this league, because it's a blue-collar league. It's a hey, chip on your shoulder. And then you get that leads into the schematics. You look at defenses; they're structurally built in this league, and I know defensive coordinators talk about it a lot, but when you're a football coach and you study it on tape, you see it, and you see that teams are built to stop the run in this league, and I think that's a physical mindset. I think teams are built to run the ball in this league, multiple tight ends, pounding you, and I think it's a physical downhill run league, and I think it's a physical league to play in the trenches, and it's a lot of fun. But the coaches, the in-game adjustments, really impressive, and I think it's only getting better. You got I know I'm not the only new coach in the league now. You got Eddie George at Tennessee State, who's gonna with his background, he's gonna ramp it up, and those are great. Those are NFL coaches on his staff. Those guys know, have probably forgotten more football than I know. Those guys know a lot. And so it's an awesome league to be a part of, and I'm really excited for this 2021 version of it here in the fall.